As for the East, you have the Nets. When healthy, they look pretty unbeatable, guys. However, Milwaukee is always in the mix with the Greek Freak. We got some solid teams lurking. You've mentioned the Bulls. The Heat are in there as well. Who's the team to fear here? Who's the team coming out of the East, Garion?
I still think it's the Bucks. And look, the Nets are worrisome when they're at full strength. What is full strength with them? Are we going to get Kyrie Irving only playing road games in the playoffs? We don't really know the answer to that question yet. I guess right now it's yes. So maybe home court advantage becomes not as important for the Nets in the playoffs. It's kind of weird that way, but I think you said the Nets are scary when they're at full strength. So are the Bucks. The Bucks really haven't had all that much opportunity this season to just line up Giannis Antetokounmpo, Chris Middleton, and Drew Holiday and say, hey, this is our best lineup. They haven't had Brook Lopez. He's been dealing with a back injury. They say he'll be back in time to maybe play a little bit of regular season basketball, get in touch with the playoffs. Dante DiVincenzo almost came back and then was immediately put in health and safety protocols. So this is a team still developing, but they're outscoring opponents by almost 16 points per 100 possessions when their three best players are on the court. And I still just think Giannis went to another level in the playoffs last season. And if he can be that guy again when it matters most, I just don't know how many guys can beat him.
But Nick, Durant, Harden, Kyrie, when they all return and they're on the court together, it'll be the first time since the opening moments of Game 1 of last season's Eastern Conference semifinals.
Yeah, this is a tough one to call. I think the West is a lot more definitive as much as that is the better conference still. I think the Eastern Conference has gotten a lot better, but everybody's kind of on even playing field unless the Nets figure it out. I still think the Bucks do have an advantage, and I'm with Garion because now the Bucks have the experience of winning it all. They have an idea of what it takes. Doesn't matter who they had to beat to get there in the finals. Doesn't matter that the Nets only had Kevin Durant by the end of their matchup in the postseason last year. That said, if the Nets do figure it out, if the Nets are even just healthy and they have two of their guys on the floor against the Bucks in the postseason, that is going to be a tough series to figure out who's going to go and win that one. So I wouldn't say it's definitive right now. I do give the Bucks a slight edge because with Kyrie coming back, look, we've seen it enough with Kyrie. He comes into a place and things don't usually look the same after he leaves. And as much as he's been on with this team for a little while now, this team has had to figure out how to survive without him. So I would imagine some changes are going to be made that now that he's coming back. Never mind the fact that he's only going to be able to play in so many of the games, all of them not being at home. So it's an odd situation still. So where in the past I've been ready to it's KD and Kyrie. Yeah, you can give them the title for sure. Even with the Eastern Conference, I don't feel as comfortable because their dynamic is going to be odd. But even if it's just James Harden and Kevin Durant and they're healthy, that's still they can go toe to toe with the Bucks. It's not going to matter. So I give the Bucks the advantage, but the Nets are nipping right at their heels.